The current global economy is in a state of recession. Everyone is concerned and keen to know the causes of recession. I made an attempt to highlight what are the causes of global recession. And to understand better, I have taken Islamic model to compare with the conventional economy. The reason to choose the Islamic economy is that Islamic economy has well defined fundamentals. Its growth and prosperity are well documented in history. Whereas conventional economy doesn't have a very strong footing of fundamentals, which is leading to multiple financial crises globally and day by day increasing the national and individual debt. Assalamu alaikum, I am Swell with you, presenting you the changing concept of money and its impact in global economy. Be with me to know some interesting facts and don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Making it easy for the viewers, I have divided my talk into four parts. Part 1 deals with the basic concept and comparison with different economic model. Part 2 is the system of creation of money in both the economic model, that is the conventional economy as well as the Islamic economy. Part 3, the system of distribution of money in both the economy, that is Islamic economy as well as conventional economy. And part 4 is my analysis and the conclusion. The purpose of my presentation is that to make the viewers educated about how money is created in the Islamic as well as conventional economy, how money is distributed in both the economy, and most important, the impact of creation and distribution of money in both conventional as well as Islamic economic model. So let us understand the three different economic model. One is the traditional economy, second is the Islamic economy, and third is the conventional economy. When I speak about traditional economy, I mean to say an Islamic model which was prior to Islam. Now let us understand how did the traditional economy look like. Barter exchange was in existence, but there were no rules and regulations for it. Hence, the market was not regulated. Second, metals like gold, silver, and copper were used as currency. Third, all the products which were used for barter exchange as well as metals which were used for currency, they had intrinsic value in it. Intrinsic value means value in itself. The product had value in itself. And fourth part, the price of the product were determined based on one, the quality of the product, second, the demand and the supply, third is the supply. Whereas Islamic economy, the major change here is that the creation and distribution of money is totally controlled and governed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will deal with this point in detail in the coming slides. Barter exchange, they have certain rules. The rules are for product like gold, silver, barley, wheat, salt and dates. The ruling is dealing has to be on the spot. Second, it has to look alike. Third, the same quantity. For other transaction, metals like gold and silver were used, and the reference of gold and silver is also there in Quran by way of dirham and dinar. All the products, whether it was used in barter exchange or for transaction, metal used for transaction, they had intrinsic value in itself. Market was totally controlled, governed and well regulated. The most important part in Islamic economy is that Any transaction which had a component of interest was strictly prohibited. The third economic model is the conventional economic model. Conventional economy is totally different compared to traditional as well as Islamic economy. The creation and distribution of money is in the hands of the central bank of the country as well as the government. The central bank has the right to print money as and when required to manage the inflation. What is inflation? I'll speak about it later. The central bank would print whatever the money printed by the central bank. It is called a fiat currency. Fiat means a currency by the order of the government. The government says it is a currency and hence it is a currency. This currency comes in two forms. One is the physical currency, that is the paper notes and coins, and second is the digital currency. Both the physical as well as digital currency does not have value in itself, that is, does not have intrinsic value. The major problem in conventional economy is that excessive creation of money by the central bank would lead to inflation. Inflation leads to loss in value of money. To manage the inflation, the central bank and the government would either increase or decrease the rate of interest and taxes. The another component in conventional economy is the time value for money. Time value for money is money today has more value compared to tomorrow. And probably that could be one of the reasons why interest component has come into being. Now this system is completely well documented. There are policies, there are rules, there are processes, there are regulatory authorities, and it is well regulated. Okay. Let's get into the definition of conventional economy. Conventional economy definition is quite interesting, and there are three major components in it. I will go and analyze each of the points. Let me read out the definition of conventional economy. Conventional economy is an economic system that gives full freedom to every person to carry out economic activities. It does not have absolute standards and can change according to the conditions in the society. So there are three major parts in it. One, freedom to carry out business activity. It was always there, whether it is traditional economy or Islamic economy. But what makes far more simpler in conventional economy is that the money which is created out of nothing is distributed to people on loan, which is easily available, and hence doing trade, commerce or buying assets becomes far more easy. The second point is that it does not have absolute standard. A subject which doesn't have fundamental cannot be called as a subject. Third is that a system which keeps on changing according to the needs of the society, ultimately a time will come, it will be a complete chaos and confusion. The principle on which the conventional economy is based that they believe that the resources are scarce. Human beings have unlimited desires. It aims at building a social life structure based on the material aspect. And people are rational to think what is right and what is wrong. All these 4 points need to be analyzed. Is it in reality? The fiat currency which I spoke about it, they are in two forms, physical and digital, but these are created by human beings. How are they creating it? They are creating money out of absolutely nothing. Either it is printed or it is digitally transferred. What is interesting is that you create money out of nothing and give it on loan to people. That is quite interesting. There are two forms, as I said, in physical currency, it is called legal tender and promissory note. In certain countries it is called as legal tender, and certain countries it is called as a promissory note. Promissory note means I promise to pay back the value of the currency equivalent to gold. Second is that digital currency, which could be in the form of debit card, credit card, or bitcoins, which is a new concept which is coming. Now, what is interesting is that the total currency that is which is available in the market, only 8% of the currency is in the physical form. The remaining 92% of the currency is in a digital form, which you cannot see. This is not what I am reporting, it is reported by Newton Desk. This statement is based on what the economists talk about. Let's understand the definition of Islamic economy. Islamic economy is purely based on the Sharia rules. Its creation and distribution is well defined to bring social justice and unequal distribution of wealth. It is based on certain fundamental principles. One, the creation of money is purely in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second, the factor for creation of money, there are two factors. One, efforts and risk. Third point, barter exchange. There are already rules which I spoken earlier for products like gold, silver, wheat and barley, date and salt. It has to be hand to hand, look alike and same quantity. Currency like gold and silver are used for other transaction, which is also mentioned in Quran in Surah Yusuf, ayat number 20. It is mentioned as dirham, and dinar is mentioned in Surah Al Imran, ayat number 75. For all the collection of revenue and distribution, there's a central department called Baitul Mal. There's also a system, a process for the individual to distribute their wealth by way of sadaqah, by way of making waqf. Waqf is dedicating the property for some social cause. It could be movable, it could be non-movable. Then the distribution also takes place at the time of marriage. You pay the mahr, where the husband pays the bridal money to the wife. And last is on death, the money is distributed among the legal heir. The state is ultimately responsible for the well-being of the society and the social security. The system prohibits monopolizing trade and commerce for drawing benefits, and ultimately the system is directed towards social justice and ensuring that the distribution of wealth is done among the people properly. So, coming to concluding the first part, I've talked about creation of money and distribution of money. So, if you look at it, there are two. One is the real money, which is in the form of gold, silver, or it could be axe, it could be animal, it could be anything. They are real money. And whereas artificial money is, it could be in the form of currency, or it could be form of a digital currency or physical currency, both. Thank you. Wait for my second part, inshallah.